Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 211, season 9. Today's date is April 4th, 2023, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I will talk about two topics. Number one, it will be the Saxon paint stores in Chicago, and the second topic will be the Halsted Twin Outdoor Theater in Riverdale, Illinois. So this will be very exciting. Not exciting, but it'll be enjoyable. Sorry. And so I'm well prepared. I'm trying. So before I get started with the program will go into a commercial break. This program is brought to you by Sausages, dog treats. Oh, sausages. And here's a commercial from the 1980s. So sit back and enjoy. And then I'll be right back with the program. Thank you, everyone.
Sausages. Dogs in search of the ideal snack. Sausages. What is that special treat? Sausages. We know they love a snacky poo. We know they love variety, too. Sausages. What to do? Sausages. 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 That's it! More flavors! Liver and bacon. Beef and cheese. And? Beef. Kettle ration sausages. Scrumptious sausage-style snacks in 3 flavors. For dogs.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Sausages Dog Treats by Kennel Ration. Sausages. I don't know why I'm laughing so much about this particular product because back in the 80s, they aired this numerous times on the air, and my brother used to make fun of this. You know, he would hide behind a wall or a door and go, "Sausages." What a funny look on his face. So it's still being made. You can find them in any store, Jewel, Target, Walmart, pet store. You can find that, I believe. I don't know. Pet stores have changed. Or you can order on Amazon, order online at Amazon if you like, if you own a dog. And they come in different flavors, different kinds. And not just sausages, so not sausages. So it's a very memorable commercial. It really is. I just laugh at it. There's some commercials that you still laugh at them to this day. That's how it is. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I said I was going to talk about 2 topics. Number 1 will be the Saxon paint stores in Chicago, and number 2 will be the Halsted Twin Outdoor Theater. Before I get started, I'll talk about a couple things. One is Easter's coming up. It's not one of my favorite holidays. It's nice, but Christmas is my favorite. I don't know why. I didn't like it when I was a kid. Because I'm Greek Orthodox, and you had to fast, and and all that. You had to go to church, and I don't want to go into that. So, but as an adult, you appreciate those things as you get older, and it is beautiful. It really is. People get together, families, friends, but going to church is very enjoyable. It really is. It's a very holy holiday. It's very nice. But it's not this Sunday for me. It's the following Sunday because of the calendar we follow. Because I'm a Greek Orthodox. So we celebrate, most of the time we celebrate a week later, sometimes a month, 2 weeks. It depends. A month, sometimes we celebrate like at the end of the April or May, which the one good thing about it is the weather is nicer then. Yeah, it really was. But in April, it's rainy and still chilly. So that's yeah, so that's not very what's the word, cooperative like that. Second of all, my health's doing okay. Hopefully, I'll meet with the doctor, my urologist soon. Hopefully, I'll hear from him this week. They send the test results, and but I'll probably see him on April 18th. So on a Tuesday. And then we'll discuss what we're going to do because I still feel fatigue. I'm still getting a little hot flash, from the new medication. I had no energy at all yesterday. It was terrible. I just lie down most of the day, and I want to do some chores and I want to do, my walking, but I just can't. I have no stamina, no energy. I'm just like, bleh, this is bad. Hopefully this will go away. Well, that's what the nurse and the doctor said. It'll go away. It'll improve. I hope so. Okay, on to the fun. First off, I'm going to talk about the Halsted Twin Outdoor Theater. And this was located at 745 West 138th Street in Riverdale, Illinois. That was south of Chicago. And that's in the suburb of Riverdale, Illinois. And it opened in 1950. And it was first called as the four-screen drive-in. And it had the first quad-screen drive-in to be built. And it could accommodate like 300 cars. That's a lot. It really was. And at the time, that was big. That was big news. Going to the movies is very exciting. And it's still exciting, especially going to a drive-in movie where you can relax. You'll be by yourself. You're not with other people, like strangers, just you and your date, or you're with your family. And you can go and get food at the concession stand, popcorn, candy, pizza, hot dogs, anything you'd like. And you can make a pig out of yourself in your car. It doesn't matter. And then you just hook on the speaker on your car, or like that thingamajig that's on the left, and you can hear it. Sometimes it works. You hear very well. Sometimes people don't go there to watch the movie. They do other things I don't want to mention. And then it was renamed from the four-screen drive-in to the Halsted Outdoor Theater by 1955. And it only operated one screen. I don't know the reason why. And it kept being very popular. And by the early 1970s, things have changed. They still played the first run, maybe first run, sometimes second run. And they played like blaxploitation films. I can't even say that word. They featured African American actors. They do that. And in 1979, another screen was added, and they changed it to the Halsted Twin Drive-In, and that was very. It's still fine. But then I think they closed because maybe declining attendance, and then in around 1994 or 1995, the theater was demolished. And that right now there's a post office built. I never been to this theater. I wish I did, because I lived in Roseland at the time, and I was too young time to go to a drive-in. My parents didn't drive. The theaters that were on Michigan Avenue at the time were the State Theater and also the Roseland Theater. And I think that's it. There were other ones. I don't know. I don't remember the other one because I think it was closed. There was one like across the street from the State Theater, and there was like right next to Chicken Unlimited on the corner on 111th Street in South Michigan. Also, I think there was the Normal Theater that was on 100, not 115th, 119th, yeah, 119th and Normal Avenue. That was too far, but it was easy on Michigan Avenue to go to the theater. I'll talk about those theaters specifically at another time, because I never went to them, but I remember passing by and I saw the posters and and the marquees and the ticket booths, the lights at night. It's kind of pretty. It really is. But I posted the photo of this a long time ago of the Halsted Outdoor Theater, and people had great memories of it. They really did. When they lived in the area at the time, they remember what movie they saw. They remember they worked there. They remember when it was closed and what kind of car they drove to the theater. I bet that was exciting. So that's great. Hopefully drive-ins will make a comeback. I hope so. It's a fun activity for your family and for everyone. Okay. Next up, I will talk about Saxon paint stores. A lot of people remember this particular paint store, and it was founded in Chicago. And the owner was the man's name was Alan Sachs. And this paint store was founded by his grandmother in 1914. I don't know where exactly she opened the store, the first store. It could have been on the northwest side or on Fulton Avenue or somewhere. I'm not sure, but it was just one store. And he went into the service, and then when he came back, he worked there, and then he was like head of the company ever since he sold it. So like that. So right now I'm going to play a commercial for Saxon Paint Store. The features Alan Sachs. It's very short. It's about 10 seconds, like that. And when I come back, I will talk about the locations of the store and my memories of the paint store. Okay? So sit back and enjoy, everyone. Thank you.
Come on, give you walls a break. My Eclipse 10 is better than ever, and the price, that's better than ever too. $887.
Now only at Saxon.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Saxon Paints with Alan Sachs. That was very quick. So you will recognize his voice. You really would. Before I get started on the locations, I'll talk about a couple of memories of the paint store. One, I lived in the Roseland neighborhood during the early 70s. And my dad, he was very handy, fixing things. I'm not. I'm terrible. But so there was a paint store. There was the paint store, the Saxon, that is. It was located at 28 East 112th Place. And that store was big, and that's where I was introduced to paint, and all kinds of colors and like that. And there was wallpaper. Oh, and the store smelled like paint, like that. did a lot of painting over there in in the apartment above our shoe store, where we lived. And let's see, and then some most of the painting or the wallpaper you would do it yourself, like that, which that was great. It was like that, and that was in business for a long time. It was that location that is, and so and there's a picture. I have a photo of that, courtesy of Dan Bovino. I think it was from him. He got it from some other man. It's a picture of the Saxon paint store in Roseland, and it's a beautiful, beautiful photo of that, and it brings a lot of memories. It really does. The second memory of that is when I was in elementary school at Correas, where the school was located in South Shore on Stony Island. I was on the school bus and I saw a Saxon paint store. It was located on 89th and Stony Island. And I remember the big red sign, and it said Saxon. And I was always looking forward to that big red sign. I've said in the past, I always like looking at signs, when I'm on the bus or a CTA bus, because my parents didn't drive. Just fascinated with signs. And I saw that, and that looked kind of cool. I wanted to go inside. Looking forward to that. And that was there for a long time, where it was. And as for the paint store, Alan Sachs was he was there. He was the head of the company for a long time, and he opened about 50 stores, not just not in Chicago, just the surrounding suburbs. He opened a few in Wisconsin, so that's great. Like that. I don't know about any other locations like that, but he was on television a lot, advertising on radio and TV, just being himself, and that's great, very dedicated man, really, really, he really was, and he sold the business in 1996 and retired, and they just closed. I thought they'd last forever, but I guess not. Maybe it was competition. We got Sherman Williams still around, like that, and other places sell paint like Home Depot. What else? Menards, like that, or independent paint stores, like for example. So right now, I'll talk about the locations of the Saxon. There were so many, but I won't talk to all of them. I won't go to like specific addresses, but just the locations of that. Okay. So, for example, in like on the north side, it was 47th and Kedzie, 58th and Western. There was one at Belmont and Ashland. There was one on Chicago Avenue, right near Austin. I think that's one of the earliest stores open. I think so. The other one was at like near Fullerton and Pulaski. I think that's the headquarters. I believe it was that. Also, it was at Irving Park and Cicero. North, it was on Harlem, around Foster, like that. Also on Milwaukee, two on Milwaukee Avenue. And let's see. So there were so many. Now on the south side, there was 32nd and Ashland, 47th and Ashland at the Beck of the Yards neighborhood. Also 47th and Kedzie. That's Brighton Park. Also, it was at 63rd and Kedzie. Now, I remember this store when we lived on the Ashburn neighborhood because I used to work at the Mr. Steer restaurant. That was my first job. And I remember seeing that store. And I remember seeing the sign. And that store was big. It really was. Also, it was at 89th and Stony Island, the one I just mentioned before. Also at 50th and Western. Also at 91st and Western, right near Rainbow and Cove. So it was there. Also 26th and Holman, around there in the Little Village neighborhood. Also at Roseland, at which I just talked about, at 28th East, 112th Place. Also, when I lived in Ashburn, the one that was nearby was Fort City West, not East, 74th and Cicero. Yeah, it was like across the street from Fort City Mall. Also, it was located in Arlington Heights, Berwyn, Carroll Stream, Des Plaines, Downers Grove, Evanston, Hanover Park, Joliet, LaGrange, Markham, Melrose Park. They had two. Did they have two? No, just one. Excuse me. And also Morgan Grove, Norwich, then in River Oaks, in Calumet City, Oakbrook Terrace, and Oak Lawn. I remember there's a photo of that on the internet provided by the Oak Lawn Library. It's at 5807 West 95th Street. I remember that. Well, I don't really remember it. I remember seeing it, but not as much. Also Norland Park, Park Forest, and Schaumburg. Also, there were two in Indiana, one in Hammond and one in Maryville. Okay. Also, a couple in Wisconsin, like that. So it was great. That was a good store. It really was. They had everything you needed, not just paint they had, but also wallpaper, which I bring up the subject is the papery. And they had beautiful colors and styles like that. And I remember the commercials, and one was going, "Welcome to the papery." I think I saw that during the Cubs games, they advertised that. And, they had a great selection, not just colors, designs, whatever is needed for your kitchen, for your living room, any room in the house, But, wallpaper is very expensive and it's messy if you do it yourself. I never had wallpaper in the house. Never, My parents didn't want it. They just wanted paint. I can understand that. So that's a shame. Also a blessing like that. Okay. So that'll be all for today. It's a very short episode. I do a recap of what is discussed. I talked about the Saxon paint stores in Chicago. Also the Halsted Twin Outdoor Theater, and that was located in Riverdale, Illinois. And so that's it, folks. I will do another podcast episode probably Saturday. Not Sunday. It's Palm Sunday. For the rest of the people, it's Easter. So I'll be going to church, so I won't have time for that. As for after Palm Sunday, we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be busy. So anyway, this is Pete Costanis, your host for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Once this podcast is published, it will be available wherever podcasts are found or available. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Also on my YouTube channel, Vanishing Chicagoland Stories. Also, it'll be posted on my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter. And also on my blog, vanishedchicagoland.blog. Okay. So that's it. And hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for listening to me. And bye-bye for me. And here's Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. So long, everybody. Take care.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.